Hey guys, Marsinger here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to talk about AGL LR Super BUU. We saw this tweet from Enerjack this morning. Ready to admit this guy's actually good yet, or are we still coping about his release timing in 2024? Definitely was weird for him, right? He released as the Part 2 LR for Kale, which was very strange. Always thought he's been pretty good since Zamasu release, but now he has a better home. So I saw this tweet and I retweeted it. On release, I said he was underrated. Even with no 200% lead, he could still do okay. His glow up has been legendary. Like, this guy, I pulled him when he came out. I think I got quite lucky on the banner. I got 2 copies, so I had him at 69% straight off the bat. He didn't have a 200% leader on release, which I think people found one of the biggest issues. But I still had him even with one dude. Once I'd link leveled him, he was still dropping like 14, 15 million attack stats after getting his hit in first, which is pretty good for a unit on a 170 team, especially back then. And of course, I think what the people were mad about his release, right? Like it says in this original tweet, he did come out as a Part 2 LR that did not help Kale at all. Kale really did kind of get screwed over with her celebration. Her banner unit was Tech Frost, who, whilst he did support her, they only shared a couple of links. He wasn't a Caulifla, which would have been way better for her considering the restrictions in her passive. And so then this guy came out, didn't help the Part 1 unit, and basically did not have a home at that time, right? Didn't have a 200% lead, but he also didn't really have any meta-relevant partners. So if we switch over to the wiki here, we can see our boy came out the 17th of April 2023, June 2023 for global. He was basically the last unit that released before the anniversary last year. And this guy, when Margin 21 came out, or AGL 21 I should say, when she came out, he finally got a 200% lead. And I did a video doing a showcase for him back then. You know, I think I even called the video like he finally has a 200% lead, something like that. But the problem is, whilst he could be run on 21's team, and they shared a couple of links, he didn't really have a meta-relevant partner, right? Physical Buuhan didn't have an Easy A yet. The Tech Exchange Buu Easy A obviously wasn't out. Int Buu wasn't out. He shared a couple of links with Transform 21 and Evil Buu, but obviously it wasn't the best scenario for him. STR Super BUU, his Easy A, we've been using him a little bit recently. He can be okay on this new BUU team. Still can be a bit of a liability, but of course he starts off as Super BUU. So for the first few turns, you can't link them together anyway because they have the same name. So even when he finally got a 200% lead, he hadn't become like super impressive or anything. But there's always been instances where he can be used, right? Like Fusion Zamasu, an event that has been annoying for everyone since it came out when the Worldwide Celebration stuff first started releasing. He is a fused fighters enemy. And of course, the big thing about this BUU is that he has a chance to guard. Well, it is a great chance, which is cool. But it is a chance to guard, and we all know how annoying that can be. But against the BUU Saga enemy or Fused Fighters enemy, he has guaranteed guard. And when guard is activated, he launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super. Obviously, when he gets hit in slot 1, he gets the buff. So this guy gets hit in slot 1, can do the big AoE super, then he can get an additional, and of course hidden potential, you could get another additional potentially as well. This guy does have the ability to dish out a pretty decent amount of damage. And one thing that he has, which I really like, is there's a lot of characters that they need to get hit first to get a buff, and then that's it. Whereas this guy actually has the ability that his next attack, regardless of when it is, he gets a buff after getting hit. So if you put him in slot 1, he gets hit, he does his attack, then the enemy, or at least any one enemy, has survived and hits him again, he then gets that buff to proc, but it carries over to his next attack. So then on his next turn, he doesn't actually have to even be in slot 1, and he gets that buff. So that's really, really good. And of course, the big thing now is that he has a proper 200% lead with the Int Buu team, which is getting buffs left, right, and center. But the new content that is coming out now, and we only have 2 stages, right? Barbady's Forces and the Super BUU. The new content that's coming out now is all against Majin Buu Saga enemies. So he has guaranteed guard, like all the time in this new content, which is crazy. And linked up with some of these characters like the new LR Buuhan with his Easy A, Tech Exchange Buu once he goes Super BUU. Like I've seen turns where this guy's doing 23 million attack in slot 1. And of course, the Barbady's Forces event actually has multiple enemies, so it's relevant that he has an AoE. So I think he's still really good. We're going to jump into a Barbady's Forces run here just to show off some of his numbers and talk about him a little bit more. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Super BUU in the comments. But let's go ahead and jump into the run over here. All right, so we're here in the first stage of the BUU Saga Red Zone. We have our boy here on turn 1. This is a place where this event he can really shine, right? Because not only do we get the BUU Saga enemy to give him the guaranteed guard, but every phase apart from the final one has 2 enemies. So the fact that he's an AoE unit is actually relevant, right? Whereas in most difficult content, the fact that he's super as an AoE just doesn't matter. But the fact that he's 17.2 mil, I mean, that's the other thing, right? A lot of AoE characters of the past, they did sort of less damage because they were doing an AoE. Whereas this guy, you know, it doesn't matter that it's an AoE or not, it's still dropping like a 17 million attack stat here in slot 1. So even against a single boss, like, that's still decent for damage. And obviously he does get defense on both his super attacks, so he does tank better after he supers. But yeah, even getting double supered in slot 1 on this first turn here, it's not like he took tons of damage, which is good. And of course, the BUU team has so much healing that it doesn't really matter all that much either. So this does work out quite nicely. Unless we could try and get Fat BUU to just revive here, but yeah, let's do that. And obviously if he doesn't, then it means we just get some stacks and then it's fine. So let's do that. Alright. Really? Oh, Fat BUU. We got why Fat BUU is like this. This issue that we have constantly with him now, where it's just he won't get killed. Because post-super, he'll tank these normals for double digits. Unless Yakon supers him, then we're not dying here. And he has to be the one that dies to revive. So, super awkward. Yeah, that's the BUU experience I'm used to. Yeah, exactly. It's not good. I mean, Buhan will tank all normals here for double digits. I say Buhan, but obviously he's still just BUU tanks. But probably dies to a super. And STR Super BUU at the end, I mean, he needs to get hit once to get a defensive buff. Even though he has type advantage against the Pui. Even though he has type advantage against him, we potentially could still die here. Although he does attack lower. Oh no, he killed him. Good. Right, how much are we going to heal? Because we know the team has a lot of healing, but let's see. I mean, we're already back up to this much by the end of the turn. I mean, look at that. We go to, what is that? 67%, something like that, I would say, HP. Pretty crazy. Yeah, this team certainly does have the healing behind it, doesn't it? Wild. And then we grab some orbs as well. So basically up to 72, 73%. 19 million linked up with the tech exchange BUU. And then we get the additional for 7.4. Now the thing with Super BUU as well that's really good is his buff for his next attack is a permanent thing, right? So being hit by Yakon here now means that on the next turn he still has that buff, which means you only have to put him in slot 1 to take the first attack, like on the first turn. Because if he does his big attack and then he gets hit again after that, he actually has his attack like saved up ready for the next turn, which is really useful. Right, so can we get BUU killed again here? Let's see. Go ahead and do this, and then just do this. Okay, well no, he's already taking only to like 20k from normal, so definitely not dying anytime soon. But Truth doesn't like LR Super BUU. I mean, this is the thing, he is situational, but as I said, even against like Fusion Zamasu, he was able to be decent. But back then, he didn't have the team. But the fact that he gets guaranteed guard, I mean, against fused fighter enemies, you know, for global with this BUU team, when the anniversary comes, we're going to have all the different events where you fight Gogeta. You know, who knows? Maybe the Majin Buu Saga Red Zone, we've only had extreme characters so far. Maybe one of the stages is going to be against Vegito. Doesn't really matter, because as long as they're Buu Saga enemies, he's getting it anyway. But any future celebrations with the Vegito or Gogeta, Gotenks, Kefla, all of these characters, right, he gets guaranteed guard. So, I mean, he's definitely, with this being the newest content that's out, him having guaranteed guard in all of these stages is going to be very good. Like, you know, whatever the last stage of this Majin Buu Saga Red Zone ends up being, could potentially be the new toughest boss in the game. And this guy's still going to be decent in that event, because he has guard. His post-super defense is alright. I mean, unless the enemy is like tech, which, I mean, he has guard, but still, he's not going to be getting the extra defense. Oh, no. Oh, no. Not BUU tanks. That's right, he's probably the enemies aren't going to be alive long enough for it to matter, so we'll do that. And then do that. And do that. Yeah, I know, the worst one, the BUU tanks. It's been a while since we've got the seen the BUU tanks. But yeah, he does lose a bit of attack after his intro animation runs out, which I suppose for longer events is definitely a negative for him. But yeah, I mean, you just can't hate on his performance in these stages specifically. And like this first one, like I say, with him having the AoE super and that actually being relevant, hey, dodge the super, let's go. That's also very cool. I think we should kill here because, well, I mean, it depends whether we crit with Evil Buu. Because Evil Buu should hopefully take out Barbary. 13 million attack stat for Evil Buu, by the way. No, of course, because he didn't crit. Well, if anything, that just gives us the opportunity to get back to another turn with Super Buu quicker, because we can finish off this this phase on the next turn. Right, which Buu has the most defense at this point? Yeah, I think mine has had like no build-up whatsoever, so we'll do that. But yeah, I mean, Super Buu I think is very cool. He's definitely come into his own, which is the point of doing the video, but like, I saw some people slandering him earlier, so I thought it'd be fun to just go back and check him out. Now, did he get hit again after the last attack? Because this is the only time where obviously he isn't going to look as good, right? Is when he doesn't get hit first. But Transform U, once we get Tech Super Buu out, who of course can be an absolute menace, we have every single link active except for one, which is Legendary Power. So that is obviously really good. So let's grab these for you. Grab these and grab these. So yeah, did he get hit first? Yeah, so 14.3 mil on this turn. It's still pretty solid. And then yeah, tanks for double digits. 17.5 for Evil Buu. Yeah, Mr. Buu being a Rainbow Orb Changer will be good for this team as well. 19 mil on the additional, damn. Yeah, this Tech Super Buu is he's pretty crazy. Yeah, this should be double digit damage, right? After a double super turn. Yep. And then Hirudegarn. Hirudegarn just needs to not sell and actually dodge here. But I mean, Super Buu and Evil Buu, or both Super Buus, because he's Super Buu now, the tech one. Both Super Buus together did enough damage that we probably just win on the next turn, so I don't think we get to see Super Buu again. Oh, good work, Hirudegarn. 500k from the one hit that he took. At least he did dodge all the other ones, but damn. Although we healed so much. I was gonna say, can I get BUU to revive if I put him in slot 1? Maybe. Let's see. 100k. I mean, if he gets supered, maybe. It's funny how, like, sometimes it is just so difficult to get him to actually just die so he can revive. If he gets supered here now, though, because we don't have guard, so even though he'll tank normals after supering, yeah, he won't tank this, I'm pretty sure. Okay, no, he did. I say tanked, but like 250k is still fine. Okay, we might still get another Super BUU turn. Yeah, BUU. It's so funny that he needs to survive. He needs to die. He needs to be the one. But he's so defensive, even after like his first couple of attacks. Yeah, AGL BUU Piccolo ECA would be really good. Does BUU Tanks get killed here? I know his defense isn't great, but... Oh, well, he's just going to kill him. Wow, BUU Tank's actually doing some work here at the end of the rotation with the triple super. I didn't transform the LR BUU just because obviously they're the same form then still, and they share a lot of links. But yeah, Super BUU, I think very good. I think he's being underrated a little bit. I thought he was underrated when he came out, to be honest, but now he finally has a home. He has new content coming out that he's actually really good in. I think it's kind of hard to deny that he has had a massive blow up. I personally think, I mean, I didn't pull Tech Evil BUU, so there are some changes you could make. Global doesn't have that, Mr. BUU. But like for me, I feel like at least, especially in these stages, like for me, he's like an auto include on BUU's team. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you have LR Super BUU? Do you think he's good? Let me know all your thoughts down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.